Good morning, my team faithful. It is Christmas in NBA 2K23, my team. Hello, it's your friend Cheap Lutz. How are you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful holiday, whatever holiday it is that you celebrate. I hope it's going good. If you're wondering how my holiday is going, I have a Chris Gaines shirt now. Which, if you know anything about my affinity for Garth Brooks collectibles, this Chris Gaines shirt, top tier. So let's look at Christmas in my team. Obviously, you can see on the screen, we have a locker code. I'll go over that in a second. So we'll go over a couple locker codes that we got. First things first, we did end up getting a secondary locker code that you need to put in pretty soon because I believe it expires at some point. It is NBA 2K. I will go ahead and just type it in. I know it's probably better if I just say it, but I'll type it in and leave it up on the screen. NBA 2K, Xmas, LA Lakers, so LALDAL. This gives you a non-auctionable Tis the Season pack, which the non-auctionable stuff will come into play in a second, and a double XP boost. So I've already put it in. It does work for now, but it will be ending. I'm not sure how long it is till it ends, because the only place that I found that it was tweeted was by NBA 2K España. So I can't, I'm sorry to say I can't. I believe it's 12 hours, but I don't know. You get a non-auctionable Tis the Season pack, whatever. I'm probably gonna get an emerald out of here. It doesn't really matter though. And how does this always happen? Every time I say I'm gonna get an emerald out of these packs, I get an emerald out of these packs. Anyways, that's not really the locker code that we are talking about here. The locker code we're talking about is the Christmas locker code. Now, the Christmas locker code I haven't put in yet, and that is going to be Happy Holidays. I'll be honest, typing these in via controller sucks. Back in the day, I actually thought they had to be grammatically correct, so I had to do capitals, and that used to be so annoying on Xbox controllers. I'm not kidding, it took me a couple years to figure out that you didn't have to do that. So this is the code right here. Happy Holidays PD for you. The code includes Klay Thompson, John Wall, Dwight Howard, Draymond, Lonzo. All of them are non-auctionable, and it is not a selection pack. It is a ball drop. Now, this is kind of the bane of contention for a lot of people. A lot of people are contending the fact that this is a ball drop, right, as opposed to a selection, because if it was a selection, that would be different. Now, let me explain why people are upset in the first place, and I'll do that in a second, but let me drop this code first. I obviously would love Lonzo Ball, but it's very unlikely that I get Lonzo Ball, so I think my best course of action would be just to try to get Dwight Howard. I think that's kind of the best course of action. I actually think John Wall is probably my best bet, but I'll drop it over here on the left side and just kind of hope for the best. It appears no John Wall will occur. I'm guessing this is going to bounce out and give me Klay Thompson. Oh no, that's not good. Okay, we got Lonzo in the mix. It's a possibility. I'm not saying it's probable, but come on, man. I'm a Bulls fan. Let me have Lonzo. Yes, no, you motherfucker. Oh no, dude. Oh, thank God. Oh no, man. This is about to be annoying. All I don't want is Draymond. That's it. I don't care who it is, just not Draymond. Klay Thompson, I guess. The two cards I didn't want were Draymond and Klay, so obviously I was going to get one of those two. Now, here's the point of contention and why people are upset, because you might find it interesting that people are fighting over a locker code on Christmas. But to be honest, there is a history of fighting over locker codes on Christmas. That's kind of a yearly tradition, honestly. Now, people have issues with the locker code. I'm not going to run through threads or anything, but there's a pretty big thread that I was reading about people being upset, and I'll explain why they're upset, right? First and foremost, they're upset because it is unauctionable. Now, a lot of people would look at that and be like, who cares if it's unauctionable? Well, the thing that these codes typically do, or at least they have the last couple years, is they've taken the values of the cards involved and absolutely plummeted them, being that the cards are auctionable. So, when you have guys that have all these cards already, they'll turn around and sell them for whatever because they got them for a locker code. So you'll end up seeing the value of all these cards absolutely plummet. Whereas now that it's unauctionable, the values of these cards likely don't plummet all that much, in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, you'll be able to get them most likely for under 100k for the most part, but they're not going to plummet the way they would have last year if these cards were auctionable. Um, Guys who have these cards are probably going to sell their versions that they had if they get them. I should have just got John Wall. Whatever. I had to go big and go for Lonzo, but unlikely any of these are really going to drop all that much. I mean, Lonzo is still super expensive. I mean, we're going to see them for under 100k for the most part, but they're not going to be dropping to the levels they were last year. Last year, the code was NBA 75 pink diamonds. And yeah, like Larry Bird was already super cheap, and like you could buy all these guys for under 100k, but it ended up just absolutely tanking the value of all these guys. I mean, Drexler was still over 100k before we got the code. So, and these cards are better than the ones that we got last year, so I do want to specify that. But it would have been nice to see them be auctionable at the bare minimum. Either auctionable or instead of a ball drop, just be a choice pack unauctionable would have been fine as well. It's the combination of the two things where it's like you have to do a ball drop and then you also don't get to auction them. So I think that's the issue. I personally don't care one way or the other because I think I'm just apathetic to this everything that happens in this game. So I like don't care in any way, shape, or form. Like it doesn't really matter to me. Like I looked at this code and I was like, okay, like I'm going to get whatever card I don't want or cards that wouldn't really help my squad, like Klay Thompson or Draymond. Those are the two cards that I'm going to get. The John Wall, Dwight Howard, Lonzo cards that I would like to have on my squad, I'm not going to get those, so it doesn't really matter. Dwight Howard would have been great. I dropped it, but whatever. So I kind of didn't really have too many high hopes about it. So that A led to me not really caring too much about the code. And B, it's unauctionable, so whatever. It's just collection fodder if I don't get another one. But I think it would have been better, obviously, if you were able to select the cards involved. I mean, that would have been kind of the ideal thing. Now, I don't think this is going to be the only thing that we received today. I would hope it's not. What did we get last year? I mean, last year we got a Happy Holidays from my team code as well. That was another ball drop. It was like 15,000 MT, 30,000 MT, 50 tokens, 75 tokens, or a diamond contract. I would expect that we get another one of those codes as well at some point. I believe that one actually came later too. So I don't know. I mean, we'll get something else. It'd be cool if they did something with the exhibitions, but I feel like they didn't. Yeah, a timeless hollow. Thanks for that. that's cool. No, that's pretty cool. Oh, just more hollows. Good. Okay, everything from the exhibition requires hollows except for this one. That's what's up. Alton Lister, go in there and get some work, dude. Aaron Gordon, go get some work. Shannon Brown, sure, go get some work. Either way, I do think people are a little upset about the locker code. I don't really see any type of issue with it personally. Obviously, it could have been better. For sure, it could have bare minimum been a choice pack. I think, honestly, if it was a choice pack, it would have been fine. Even if they were unauctionable. But the combination of unauctionable and a ball drop is pain. And you can make the case that it's like, well, everyone's going to have the same team if they made it a choice pack. Everyone has the same team now. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, at the end of the day. Since Friday, when we got all those budget beasts, like, everyone's running Jonathan Isaac. Everyone's running Thurl. Everyone's running Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Like, majority of teams, at least no money spent squads that you run into are basically the same. So it doesn't really matter. I will say that this code is good for, like, Christmas newbies, though. Like, this is a perfect code for them. I mean, getting Draymond kind of sucks, but Draymond's usable, by the way. I don't understand where this Draymond is absolute dog shit, unusable conversation came from, because he's not that bad. Like, he's just not good, but he's fine enough. It's just, I don't know, man. The community is more split than it ever has been in relation to content, although I do agree with some of the more critiquing comments of this locker code, just because that's who I am. I've been pretty consistent with, like, the things I don't like about this game, and some of the things I don't like about this game are apparent in this locker code. Like, would it have been better if it was auctionable? Yes, because it would have crashed the value. That was the good thing about last year's code, was because it was auctionable, it crashed the value of all those cards. So if you wanted multiple of those cards, you were able to get those that day, because every single one of those cards went down below 20k, except for Thurman, because nobody picked Thurman. Thurman was like 35k. But other than that, all the rest of those crashed. Like, in this case, John Wall, Dwight Howard, and Lonzo, and even Clay to a certain extent, probably crash significantly in their value because everyone can just get these cards. So that's a good thing. But it's all good. I mean, we still got the event going on right now, which I still have yet to get any single card. I haven't even gotten an amethyst from it. I barely played Triple Threat, but like clutch time, offline, clutch time, online, unlimited. Like I have yet to get a single card from any of these things. So it's kind of annoying, but whatever. As always, it's been your friend Cheap Ludes. Please jump in the comments below and tell me what you think about the locker code, because I would love to hear from everybody in the comments. Like, what are your gripes? Like, do you think people are just complaining for no reason? Like, what do you think is going on? I'm sure my comments will be a bloodbath because of this question that I've asked, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It's the holidays, man. Go enjoy your time off or whatever if you are lucky enough to have that. And have a good day. Peace.